Hey YouTube, it's Evan here. In this video, we're going to be unboxing the Pixel 4 from Google. It's the standard Pixel 4, standard packaging. I know Google sent out some more fancy packaging with some of its initial units to YouTubers. However, I purchased this device myself from Best Buy and did not receive any of that special Google love. So this is the just black version with the white accented power button and the glossy, not the frosted back, unfortunately. So this might be one of the first phones that I actually actually the first phone that I put a D-brand skin on. So I'd recommend you check them out. I'm not sponsored by D-brand or anything. I'd love a sponsorship, of course. Google, it's a pretty sparse box. Yeah, so basically there is nothing in the way of specs, features, or really anything besides simple regulatory stuff. So we'll just open up these tabs here on the side. It's like the tape kind of got gross already from the store, but whatever. Take off those tabs and we have the phone right here. We'll set it aside for a second. It feels very light in this little plastic enclosure. Again, we'll set that aside though and take a look at what else we get. Nothing in there, just checking. Looks like this is where our SIM kit is gonna be. Yep. So the SIM card slot is going to be the side here. I know there is eSIM support on the Pixel 4, at least with T-Mobile. So that's a thing if you care about that. Me personally, I'm switching phones all the time, so not really my thing, but I'm sure in the future SIM cards will go away. We got a USB-C to USB-C cable, which Google has been doing since the original Pixel. I know Samsung is just starting to do it with or they just started to do it with their S10 series. They were doing USB-A to C. You also have a adapter to make it easy to transfer, primarily to make things easy for transferring from an older phone to a newer phone, to this phone particularly, with a USB-A cable on the end of that. So that's nice. I like how it was in this thing. Actually, I had to kind of pry it out of here, and looks like this thing doesn't really want to be moved. So interesting design choice to make this part of the box itself. And this is gonna be our USB-C power delivery brick. Looks pretty standard, pretty similar to the one Apple is shipping nowadays with their iPhones, but ever so slightly boxier, I would say. It's just going to be a user guide, stuff you don't really, stuff nobody really reads, legal, regulatory stuff, and yeah, are there stickers? Like, I thought Google did stickers with their Pixels, but I guess not this year, and I know I knew not to expect headphones, so that's whatever. Kind of weird that Google chose not to include them. I think on the first two Pixels, I want to say they didn't have them on the Pixel 1. I'm almost positive they didn't on the 2, and then they added them on the 3 with a 3, and then took them away again with a 4. So I don't know what you're doing with that, Google, but you should include USB-C headphones in the box. Come on now. Samsung does it, you should do it. Anyways, that minor quip aside, let's peel off this plastic. I like this. It's like it's very substantial, kind of over the top in this category that Google did. Got that little arrow. Peel it off. Phone is there. No screen protector to peel right off the phone itself. Okay, we will get a little bit of a satisfying peel effect, like so. Phone itself is pretty nice. I'm really excited about this 5.7-inch screen size as well. Powers on pretty quickly. I like that new Android logo. And just apologies for the noise. That's it's not animals in my room, it is the wind. So yeah, telling me to put in a SIM card. Okay, so I got my SIM in the phone, and wants us to connect to Wi-Fi, which I will do. And it says connecting. It's checking for updates. Of course it found some. Once again, I do apologize for the wind. I know it's not the most pleasant experience. So at this point, it wants us to transfer data using the aforementioned cable and old phone. Okay, so I have my S8 here. I'm gonna hook it up to my Pixel 4. I actually said connected to Pixel 4. Wants me to confirm my screen lock. And we're gonna copy Google accounts. We now have a choice to choose what to copy. Sure, why not? Let's just transfer it all. Okay, so as you guys can see, the copying has been completed, and we can continue just on the Pixel. This is where you're going to pretty much agree to sell your soul to Google. And the way that Google has moved Android, the direction Google has moved Android in, basically makes it so that you need pretty much all these things on, all this data collection turned on, in order for the device to work correctly. So yeah, so where we set up a screen lock, and this is where we set up the face unlock. One of my reasons for getting this phone, I really liked it on the iPhone 10. So those are just kind of directions on how to do it. Hold it up to your face, move your phone, move your face in every which way to cover all the quadrants. And yeah, so we'll I can't really show that on camera, but I will get that done in just a second. And now the process is complete. I will say it was a little bit more cumbersome than the iPhone 10 Face ID process. Now Google wants you to just set up things like the Google Assistant, Google Pay, and the like, so we'll do that too. Literally have to wait for the assistant to be with me. Come on, Google. Access your assistant with your voice, it says. And Google, unlike Apple, stores your voice data in the cloud. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. This is where we're gonna turn on the assistant squeeze. I'm gonna make it one lighter because I don't want to like accidentally trigger it, but I don't want to squeeze the hell out of the phone either. So yeah, there are these motion sense gestures, kind of gimmicky in my opinion, but we'll turn them on. And motion sense seems like a genuinely cool feature, so that's where you hover your hand over the phone and it'll turn on the always on display as it detects your hand moving over the phone. Motorola's been doing that for a little while. I actually had I think Moto X2 was the first phone to do it, if I'm not mistaken, and I really liked it with that phone. So this is just where it has to review additional steps. T-Mobile apps are fine. Show sensitive content only when unlocked. Interesting that that's not enabled by default. I'll turn this on. I love this feature. Then now applying, it'll show you what songs are playing on the always on display at all times. So that's awesome. Maybe a slight privacy concern for some, but I think the benefits of that feature outweighs the risks. Google's data collectors probably love me. Yeah, everything was copied, so hopefully this will be a smooth transition. I hope they didn't take the wallpaper for my Samsung. I want a brand new, fresh, out of the box wallpaper. So we'll see. It says adding finishing touches. This may take a minute or two, and we'll wait for that to complete. I don't know how I feel about frosted backs versus glossy. I haven't really decided, but the Times have seemingly decided that glossy is out and frosted is in. It'll be interesting to see what Samsung does though, because they have yet to jump on the frosted glass bandwagon, unless you want to count their ceramic finishes, but I honestly don't even really know what the ceramic feels like. I haven't seen a single S10 with a ceramic on display. So yeah, now it's going to tell us how to use the swipe gestures, kind of much like it does on the setup for a new iPhone, which I think is really helpful because a lot of people are still coming from phones that have the old school of navigation. Even Android phones nowadays still come with the option to do the 3-button navigation, including the Pixel, which I do support. Honestly, Android doesn't seem like it's been fully optimized yet for the swiping. I'm going to try out the swipe gestures, but they're not quite as good as what you get on the iPhone, just kind of like in the app-to-app experience. Okay, so it did keep my wallpaper for my Samsung. That's kind of funny, but it looks really good on this phone. Like, it's so neutral of a display. Wow, I'm already I'm already like in love with this phone just from this display. It is really good looking, like really good looking. The greens might be a little bit oversaturated. I'm kind of a sucker for like that look though. Honestly, overall it's real nice. Let's see if it copied my dark. No. Okay, do we have a toggle for dark mode? Not by default, it looks like. I know it's a thing though, and yeah, there. So you'll just add it like so, and get out of the edit and turn it on. And yeah, dark mode is activated. One issue with the dark mode on Android that I found is some apps, it uses like pitch black of a theming. Like this is pitch black, like the screen is off because it's an AMOLED display, like in this black area where my thumb is. It's just off. However, in some apps, you see a gray background. So I hope Google gets standardized whether they want black, pitch black, or dark gray. Because it's kind of been a little bit since Android 10 has been out, at least 3 months now that it's been out of beta. So ideally I'd like Google to give users the option, but if not, then I hope they just agree on which way to do it. I personally would vote for pitch black. I think iOS does it right. They do it pretty well. The notification UI, the settings UI, both look really nice with the pitch black mode. So yeah, I hope Google updates the rest of its apps to kind of follow suit with that new updated dark mode. One thing I don't like about stock Android in particular is that you don't have a choice to have your apps not be alphabetical. So I just find this to be incredibly frustrating when getting new apps, that it'll just change the order of all my apps and I have to do my ABCs in my head. I kind of wish Google would take a page out of Apple's book and even Samsung's book, because their app drawer allows you to sort things not alphabetically as well. So I really wish that we had the option on stock Android, but here's hoping we might get it one day. Here's a squeeze for the assistant, and I have to set it up still, or yeah, okay. Looks like I need an update for my Google app, so that's fun. I know the Pixel 4 has been out for a few months, but it's been getting regularly updated. I will stay on top of the Pixel. They're called featured drops as they roll out. Again, it doesn't seem like there is the option yet to disable face unlock when your eyes are open, so I'm really hoping Google gets that out soon. They said it would be out in the coming months from release. I was really hoping that they were just kind of understating it and that they were really delivering it in the coming weeks, but it seems that they really did mean it when they said a couple months. So, and now that it's been a couple of months, I really want to see that feature come out. Well, there's a running joke that if you have to worry about people unlocking your phone by scanning your face at night when you're sleeping, then you have bigger problems to sort out. But it's still a legitimate concern, especially with like the police and stuff like that, for people who find themselves in situations where they've been profiled and such. So here's hoping Google gets that rolled out ASAP. And until then, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop them below in the comments. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.